My heart was in my throat. My body throbbed with adrenaline. Allison was about to throw the bouquet, and this time I swore to myself it would be mine. It would mean I'd be the next to get married. I know it might sound silly or desperate, but ever since my breakup, I was seriously worried I might be alone forever. And then I caught it. I had it. My heart filled with hope as a fairy tale future flashed before my eyes. Suddenly, I knew that my Prince Charming was out there. I saw us meeting and falling in love, washing away all of the crushing heartbreaks and loser ex-boyfriends of my past. But then, I felt the cold, bony hands of Brittany Worthington wrapped around mine. And that tall, skanky, boyfriend-stealing bitch would not let go. I tried to smile and pretend it was just a game, but if I could have freed up a hand and grabbed a knife from a table, I would have chopped off her arm. But Brittany had this crazy Hulk strength. Really, it wasn't enough that she stole my freshman year boyfriend, Scott Harris. And now, this? Over the years, I went to a lot more weddings. I never did catch a bouquet. In fact, I stopped trying. But eventually, I did meet the man of my dreams. Or so I thought. Until one day, he'd grabbed his things and left. And just like that, I'd lost my soulmate. Date nights, weekends in the Hamptons, a touch of romance in everything we did together. I was walking on air and all my friends knew it. I was beginning to think he might be the one. But as so often happened with my relationships, the daily texts dried up. He kept finding excuses to put things off. For a while, I thought it might be something that happens to every relationship, or maybe he was just under pressure at work, like he said. Then one afternoon, I came home from a long day in the classroom, and all his stuff was gone. He'd left a note on the bed that hit me like a kick to the stomach. Tammy, this just isn't working. It's not you, it's me. I need some space right now, so I'm moving out. I was shattered, and I was alone again. Tammy, you ought to know by now that men can't commit. They're all the same. My best friend Rachel tried to console me with red wine and ice cream that night. That imaginary guy you're chasing, the one who's devoted to you and will never leave, he only exists in the movies, Tammy. Why can't you just be happy on your own? I couldn't sleep a wink that night. An unfamiliar cold patch of bed beside me for the first time in months. On your own, she'd said. The words bounced around my head for days, along with visions of me turning out like my Aunt Marcy, alone with her 9 cats. The thought of getting back into the dating scene was about as appealing to me as paying someone else's taxes. I'd used dating apps before. I'd even connected with Jason on Facebook before we ever met in person. But I didn't want another man. I wanted my Jason. I sobbed into my pillow that night. Jason, why? Why wasn't I good enough? What we had was real. Red hot and from the heart. You couldn't fake the way he looked at me, or the way we'd lay in bed after making love, staring into each other's eyes, promising to be together forever. But the distance between that time and now seemed bigger than the Grand Canyon. So big, I couldn't see a way around it. What could I do to fix it when he wasn't even replying to my calls or messages? How was I going to get him back? I tried everything, but nothing worked. I thought some of my other friends might have better advice than Rachel, but they all told me stuff like, he didn't deserve you, or you're better off without him, Tammy, you're a catch. Yet I only wanted Jason. And in the meantime, I felt unwanted, undesirable, unloved. I bought every book on Amazon from so-called relationship experts, but they all seemed to be recycling the same old useless advice. And here's something I'd never confessed to my friends. I even saw a psychic to find out if Jason was still interested at all, or if he was seeing someone else. but she couldn't give me anything I could use. I was at my wit's end and just about to give up when my obsessive late-night Googling turned up a name. Samantha Sanderson. She's a highly respected dating coach and author with literally thousands of women from all around the world singing her praises. But what really got my attention were all the results she's getting with women who wanted to get back with someone they loved. That's what stuck with me. The fact that she specialized in restarting romances, taking relationships and even long marriages that had fallen apart because the man pulled away, and showing women like us a really simple but amazingly powerful and proven method that made their men start thinking about them and missing them. And very soon, these men were begging for another chance because for the first time they realized they'd messed up the best thing that ever happened to them. Samantha's unusual method worked like magic. Even if two people had grown apart, even if he'd cut off all communication, and even if he was involved with some new woman. And here I was, feeling like I was all alone. As it turns out, Samantha has been working with people like you and me for years, reuniting soulmates in the most perfect and beautiful way. On her website, I read about a 36-year-old woman named Sonia from Los Angeles who'd learned that her husband Tony was secretly meeting with a divorce lawyer. Things had been getting bad in their household. I mean, the smallest thing could lead to a full-blown argument. After one bad fight, Tony moved into a hotel. Sonia wrote that her marriage seemed doomed until she hired Samantha Sanderson. Just one of Samantha's simple strategies resulted in Tony showing up at her office with a bouquet of roses. Then he took her out to a beautiful lunch. Gone was the bitterness and hostility. He was back to the sweet man she'd fallen in love with. And as if that case study wasn't enough to give me hope, there were so many more from all around the world, like Tracy Nilsson from Sydney, Australia, who found herself in a similar situation, constantly fighting with her boyfriend Darren, usually over nothing, until one day she came home and he'd packed his things and left. As you can imagine, this hit really close to home. But once again, she used a few of the simple techniques you're about to discover. And Darren's now back with Tracy, totally dedicated to her, serving her breakfast in bed and still apologizing for breaking up with her. Reading on, I was amazed to discover Samantha's unusual methods even work if your partner has tried to move on with another woman. Like in the case of Kim, 29, from Malaysia. She had seen her beloved ex-boyfriend change his Facebook status to in a relationship with a much younger woman. So all seemed lost. But Kim would not give up. Using Samantha's methods, that very night, he texted her back, asking to meet after weeks of ignoring her. And as they shared coffee, he poured out all the feelings he'd been keeping bottled up since the day they met. Now they're planning to get married, and he's become the devoted, loving, faithful man she deserves. The only problem I saw with Samantha's methods was the price for her personal coaching. I nearly fainted on the spot. Because her one-of-a-kind method involves spending a few hours on the phone or Skype, teaching women how to rewind their romance by using a simple set of proven steps you'll never get from any other expert. Samantha shows you how to actually rewire your man's mind in a way that erases all of the negative feelings he has towards you, the resentments he had about your relationship, and any reasons he had for not committing to you, so that when you rewind your romance, he won't be the same man as before. He'll be completely and fully committed and devoted to you, and only you. According to thousands of women from all over the world, from the ages of 25 to 68, Samantha's methods work no matter your age, no matter how painful the breakup was, no matter if you've always felt unlucky with men and love, and even if he's with someone new. And while I would have handed over her fee in a heartbeat to get my Jason back, I'm on a school teacher's salary and it just wouldn't cover it. However, Samantha did offer a 30-minute introductory consultation for $197, so I went ahead and booked a call with her. The foundation of a crazy idea was forming in my head, even then, and in a moment, I'll tell you how this idea changed my whole world. But first, about that phone call. The hours and days passed so slowly, I almost went crazy. But finally, the big day came. My heart nearly burst with excitement when my phone rang. And it was her, Samantha Sanderson. She went straight to work on me. Every question she asked, every insight she shared made me think of men in my past relationships in a completely new way. She was able to read me like some master psychic, and somehow she knew things about my ex-boyfriend and our breakup that I never would have figured out on my own. I was scribbling notes so fast my wrist was sore, until she said, "Our time is almost up, Tammy, and I have another client waiting. Unfortunately, I can't teach you my entire system in just half an hour. But I know exactly what your boyfriend is thinking and feeling right now, and how you can reattract him without any hard work. There's actually a technique that I give my clients for situations like this that is 100% rejection proof, and it makes him instantly miss you, obsess about you, and vow from the bottom of his heart to have you again and keep you by his side forever." Now, you might be thinking Samantha was just trying to sell me on signing up for more sessions. But one thing about Samantha, as you'll see in this presentation, is that she deeply cares about helping women like us. And it's why she offered me a free coaching session at a later date when her schedule opened up. But I couldn't wait any longer. That's when I pitched her my idea. How about this, Samantha? You could create an online program where you explain your system, document everything you normally do in your consultations, and allow heartbroken women to join and learn your system on their own time. I'm a school teacher, so I can help you map it out, write it, turn this into an easy-to-use online course. And believe me, I'll be the first to sign up. That's how it all started. This is how thousands of women have been able to rekindle their relationships, reattract the men they love back into their lives, even long after they've pulled away. And it's how married women are reviving their marriages and making their husbands treat them with love, adoration, respect, and gratitude, so that they're living their honeymoons all over again every day. I was able to convince Samantha Sanderson that an online course was the best way for her to be able to help all women. And that's how Rewind Your Romance was born. Rewind Your Romance is a 100% online digital course, which you can view just seconds from now on your smartphone, tablet, or computer. So this way, you won't need to wait for a package in the mail, and you can dive in and begin using these secrets tonight. Once Samantha showed me the Rewind Your Romance course she'd come up with, I was giddy with excitement at being her first student. And Samantha allowed me to share it with some of my friends and coworkers to get some case studies and success stories. So I immediately told Rachel about it. You know, the friend of mine who thought red wine, ice cream, and a good cry was all I needed to move on. But like so many of our friends, Rachel had well-meaning but somewhat discouraging advice. "Geez, Tammy, don't be so gullible. There isn't any magic answer to your problem. He just wasn't that into you, okay? Forget about him and move on." What Rachel couldn't understand was that there was no moving on, not from a man like Jason. My confidence was dented from Rachel's words, but I knew this was my only hope of getting him back. So I logged into Samantha's new Rewind Your Romance website, reviewed the course and the simple steps, started soaking up the secrets, and boy was I in for a surprise. With this online course, which you can access 24 hours a day on your phone, tablet, or computer, Samantha lays out astonishing secrets about male psychology, on what really drives men to do the things they do. And it wasn't what I expected at all. Some of it was quite counterintuitive, about what it's really like to be a man in today's world, the way men really see women, and what they secretly want and need. These are things men will never honestly tell you. And the truth behind why they pull away from a relationship, when from the outside it doesn't seem to make any sense at all. Yet, this wasn't a bunch of psycho-babble and generic advice you could get from a magazine. Because at the heart of the Rewind Your Romance system is a set of steps you will follow which are drop-dead simple, even if you're like me and you're not the confident or outgoing type, including the most powerful step of all, using the negative emotion neutralizer. I'll explain how this works in a moment, but first, now that I had the facts, now that I was armed with what I needed, it was time for me to act, to get Jason back. I won't lie, it was a nerve-wracking moment, because I'd been texting Jason since he left me, and he hadn't replied at all. I didn't want to get rejected again. I felt as though I was about to try that old trust experiment, the one where you're blindfolded, you fall backwards and trust someone to catch you before you hit the ground. But I knew the longer I waited, the further away Jason would get from me, and the greater the chance that he'd get involved with another woman. So I just went for it. I started with one of Samantha's easiest techniques. I sent a few simple words in a text message and sat back to see what happened next. The result was absolutely stunning. Within 60 seconds, Jason started replying again, asking how I was doing. But instead of leaping all over him like an excited puppy, which honestly is how I felt like behaving at that moment, I kept following Samantha's steps and used careful words and trigger phrases to drive up his desire until he was practically begging to meet up with me to talk. It was amazing how quickly he had a total change of heart. Yet, I couldn't make this too easy for him. Samantha says if you want to guarantee 100% success and a lasting commitment from him, you've got to stick to the steps. So I did. And soon, Jason was back in my life. This time for good. Jason and I have never been stronger, never happier, never more in love. You see, when it was time for me to apply the negative emotion neutralizer, it pretty much rewired his brain on the spot. It triggered a loophole that made him forget about our disagreements, made him forget about any other woman on the planet. So he remembered only the reasons why we got together in the first place, but with a new red-hot passion that was 10 times stronger than what we had before. So now, let me ask you, are you ready to crack the code on what men are really thinking? And why men can grow cold and distant and even leave great relationships? Are you ready to learn Samantha's simple steps that men find irresistible? Techniques that make them long for what they once had? Are you ready to rewind your romance and get back with your soulmate? Reattract a man from your past who got away? Or revive your relationship and make your man desire you again? Cherish you from the bottom of his soul and swear up and down that he'll never take you for granted again? If so, you're going to love what Samantha has in store for you. Here's just a small sample of the amazing insights and techniques you're about to get inside Rewind Your Romance. First, Samantha will reveal her icebreaker technique. It's the single most effective solution to the silent treatment. Use this one simple but shockingly effective psychological loophole, which exists in the mind of every man, to make him finally come to his senses and realize that your relationship is something he needs to protect and fight for. Then, you'll discover the 4 phases that occur during a relationship breakdown that lead to this cycle of resentment, and how to patch things up immediately before your relationship reaches the point of no return. The 7 deadly mistakes that women make after a breakup. There is a 94% chance that you are committing at least one of these breakup sins right now, and it's forcing your ex even further away from you, and possibly driving him straight into the bed of another woman. From now on, you will stop making these breakup sins, and they're not what you think. Then, there's the instant attraction makeover. You'll discover how to make yourself totally and undeniably irresistible to your man. Even if you've suffered from low self-esteem in the past, and even if sometimes you didn't feel good enough, when you apply this simple technique, you'll force him to see you as the only object of his desire and obsession. If it's been a while since you've been in contact with him, just follow the simple tips in the Reach Out and Respark section, so that when you talk to him, or simply send him a text message, you'll never need to worry about seeming needy or desperate. Because instead, you'll trigger uncontrollable cravings in the primal part of his caveman brain, and feelings of deep regret as he suddenly realizes letting you go was a terrible mistake. In fact, you're about to get all the copy and paste templates Samantha has tested with thousands of clients over the years. Then, the push-pull reattraction formula will take the smoldering embers of attraction that he still holds for you in his heart deep down and turn them into a raging bonfire, so that in your new relationship with him, his passion for you burns brighter and hotter than ever before. The difference being, this time around it will not fade, because he'll believe in the very core of his being that you are his greatest prize and his most valuable treasure. You can also use sneaky but proven and powerful ways to convert your mutual friends into re-attraction magnets, so that while you're behind the scenes working the steps, other people you know are planting seeds in his mind that make him feel like a fool for ever letting you go. This is just one of the many undercover techniques that work on his subconscious mind to make him miss you and even fantasize about you all throughout the day and night. Some people say this is almost a form of brainwashing, so please use these techniques responsibly. You're also moments away from uncovering the love lure, a fail-proof way to get him to make the first move and suggest meeting up to talk things over, and more male mind control secrets that give you the superpower to install thoughts in the masculine center of his mind, making him do exactly as you wish. And while you're preparing for this meeting, you'll do a quick sexification upgrade to instantly become a new, sexier, and more confident version of yourself, and become the woman that all men are hardwired to feel attracted to. Hint, it's about much more than your physical appearance. It's about the words you'll say to trigger the romance section of his male brain. And you'll love the section about reestablishing trust, passion, and undying loyalty, without him even suspecting that you're pushing buttons in his mind. Once you use this undetectable automatic monogamy method, the mere thought of being with another woman will disgust him, because the thought of losing you again will be unbearable. And if he's already in another relationship, don't even worry about it, because this system also includes the rebound turnaround. Any new woman in his life won't matter. In fact, you can use this to your strategic advantage, so he'll be out of that shallow, cheap fling and back in your arms in no time, and likely saying to himself, "What the heck was I thinking?" And since men can be crafty too, you'll know exactly how to pass any random tests he might spring on you, and how to reverse the tables so that he is the one who now needs to pass your tests in order to prove his undying love and devotion. And if your situation seems especially tricky or difficult, just use a little trick called the regret reversal trigger, so that in his mind, the breakup was his fault, 100% his mistake, and he'll want to fix it as soon as you grant him the chance. This way, getting back together with you will feel like it's completely his idea. And of course, you'll discover how to quickly master the scientifically proven neurological mind control methods Samantha has been teaching her platinum-level VIP clients for years. These methods are wonderfully effective at bringing back any wayward ex, or making the man you're with adore you and never take you for granted again. Because once you trigger his desire to protect you like his greatest treasure, he will forget the doubts he had about your relationship. He'll forget about the disagreements. He'll forget about any other woman who ever tempted him. He will only remember the reasons why he fell madly in love with you in the first place, and he will do anything in his power to be with you, stay with you, and be the only man in your life. What I've just shared is only about 10% of what you'll find inside the Rewind Your Romance system, because it answers every possible question you might have, gives you the perfect technique for any situation, and lays out a simple, step-by-step plan that any woman can easily follow and get results with. Rewind Your Romance has been designed, tested, and proven to work in even the most challenging circumstances. So, no matter how impossible your situation might feel, no matter how much your heart is hurting right now, even if your friends and family are telling you to just move on, and even if you think he's completely over you, you'll now have the same game plan that has helped over 17,500 women around the world to reattract their men, hit the reset button on their relationships, and enjoy more love, passion, and excitement than they've ever experienced before. So now I need to ask you, how much would it be worth to you to be able to rewind your whole situation, and not just start over fresh, but to make him need you, adore you, and even worship you? How much is it worth to have him back, hold him in your arms as he promises never to leave your side again, and to have him come crawling back, apologizing for everything that's happened, committing to you forever this time, through sickness and health, through good times and bad, and meaning it with every ounce of his heart, mind, body, and soul? I can tell you, when I first proposed the idea of this course to Samantha Sanderson, she told me $997 would be the lowest price she could possibly charge, because her hourly consultation rate over the phone is $300, and she normally charges several $1,000s for her private seminars, where women from all over the world, of all ages and backgrounds, are eagerly signing up to learn these same secrets. We can both agree that $997 would be a fair price for the Rewind Your Romance system, when you consider that Samantha has poured 20 years of her experience and knowledge into this. And you're about to receive all of this in one complete system, so you can use all of the secrets immediately, without you needing to hire her for phone coaching at $300 an hour, without you having to pay for a $2,000 seminar ticket and a flight and hotel room. And on top of that, with this special offer, you'll even receive email support from Samantha Sanderson and her team to make sure you are 100% successful. But you're not going to pay $997. You won't even need to pay $497. Not even $197. Because for a very limited amount of time, Samantha has agreed to invite you to participate in her test group. This means for a limited number of women who are ready to grab this opportunity, the price has been slashed to an unbelievably low amount. And it's really just a refundable deposit because your results are guaranteed. Or Samantha refuses to keep your money. I'll explain how this works in just a moment and get to the special price Samantha has worked out for you. But first, because you're still watching this presentation, Samantha wants to give you several very valuable bonus gifts just for saying maybe and trying out Rewind Your Romance today. You will also get instant access to bonus gift number 1, which shows you that super special technique I briefly mentioned earlier, the one that started the whole process of getting my Jason back. The negative emotion neutralizer, probably the most powerful tool Samantha teaches to virtually guarantee your ex will come running back, barefoot over broken glass, to be by your side just about every time you use it. See, this technique opens a loophole in his brain, turning any negative feeling towards you into positive feelings, and wiping away any bad memories he had of you and your relationship, just like an eraser across a chalkboard, and replacing those thoughts and feelings in his mind into positive ones, and reasons to appreciate you and never take you for granted again. It's actually a simple, 4-part process that is so easy to use. Even a simple school teacher like me managed to use it. But the way Samantha has designed it, it contains powerful psychological triggers like the jealousy trigger, which acts on a man's mind like the flick of a light switch, forcing him to want you and only you. Step 1 is evaluate. Step 2 is plant seeds. Step 3 is first contact. Step 4 is the big reveal. It's that simple. Yet the technique is so powerful, it never fails. That's why I insisted that Samantha include it, especially when I had such great results when I used it. You'll learn when to make contact with your ex and when not to contact him, how to use mutual friends to influence his thoughts, and exactly what to say to them to have them unwittingly pass your subliminal messages on to him. This mind control secret is going to be your key to rewinding your romance. And it's all in the negative emotion neutralizer bonus, which is normally worth $199. But you're getting it for free when you try out this system today. There's more. Samantha also wants you to have another one of her secret weapons, Astrology Romance Secrets bonus number 2. Imagine if you could decode your love life and understand the mysterious motivations of your man as well as your own. This insightful book will reveal exactly what kind of man you belong with and how to use his astrology sign to communicate on his wavelength, understand what makes him tick, and know the hot buttons you can press to influence his behavior. Believe me, this is very useful information to have. For example, are you unlucky in love? This bonus gift describes how to turn that around until you're only attracting your ideal man. Plus, the book analyzes what could have gone wrong for each star sign, how they've reacted to what happened, what they're thinking, and your best approach to getting him back. There's so much revealed in this book that it normally sells for $97, but you're also getting this book free, as well as the negative emotion neutralizer. But Samantha has got one final surprise in store for you. And unless you've been hiding under a rock for the last 10 years, this is going to be the best of all, and something you'll use pretty much every day. Bonus number 3 is Facebook Relationship Rewind. Most people use social media to connect with family and friends, or for watching cat videos. But you're about to level up your social media game and use it to reignite that flame of passion, all behind the scenes, as nobody will know you're doing it. But the effects will be obvious to you as your man reacts to your activity in exactly the way you expected, and eventually comes running back to you. In this full-blown course, you'll discover the 3 biggest mistakes people make when trying to get their ex back on social media, the 12 things not to do when you're making contact with your ex. Otherwise, you'll just end up pushing them away. How to use Facebook to plant emotional seeds in his mind that grow into compelling reasons to get back with you. How to make your ex lust for you again. Not just ordinary romantic interest. I'm talking about red-hot lust, a steaming passion coming from within that drives him to lust for you until he can bear it no more, and finally sees the light and comes back. Then you'll learn what to do when you do start meeting again, how to pass all the subtle tests he may pull on you. And you'll learn one of Samantha's specialties, the instant competition crusher. Because make no mistake, his eye is already wandering. There are temptations all around him, even if he's not consciously aware of it. Men are just wired that way. If you don't use the instant competition crusher, there's always a chance all your hard work will be wasted as he rides off into the sunset with some other girl who doesn't deserve him. This is why Samantha wanted to give you this full course as well for free, even though her clients normally pay $297 for it. Let's do a quick recap. When you try out Rewind Your Romance today, you're claiming this massively popular digital course worth $997, plus the negative emotion neutralizer worth $97, and the Facebook Relationship Rewind worth $297, bringing it up to a total value of $1,391 for the tiny refundable deposit that you see below. Just be aware Samantha could take this page down at any time, because the slots in this test group truly are limited. In fact, this presentation has gone viral on social media, and right now, this website is processing several orders per minute. Once we hit our predetermined number of sales, this test group and this presentation will be shut down. And if you ever see the Rewind Your Romance system offered again, you can expect it to be at least triple the price and contain none of the bonuses. So here's the deal of a lifetime. Click on the Add to Cart button below this video, and you'll get the full Rewind Your Romance system, regular value $997, plus the 3 valuable bonuses, bringing the total up to $1,391. And you're completely covered by Samantha's 60-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. Imagine yourself using just a few of Samantha's magical techniques and feel what it's like to have him chasing you, get his full attention, make him worship the ground you walk on, and he won't be satisfied until he's back by your side, through thick and thin, becoming the loyal, devoted partner you deserved all along. And still apologizing for allowing things to get so bad, he will need you and beg for you to stay forever and never leave his side. I'm not exaggerating when I say that in the next 60 seconds, you will make a decision that absolutely will affect the rest of your life. Because right now, you can access this complete system, plus the bonuses, for the small deposit you see below. And if you're still sitting on the fence, remember, Samantha is so confident in this system that she's going to remove all of the risk and make it a complete no-brainer for you to try out. If you don't experience life-changing and immediate results to your love life, then all you need to do is email her friendly, 24-hour customer support team anytime within the next 60 days, and you will be given a full refund, 100% guaranteed. Your trial purchase is absolutely backed by an ironclad 100% money-back guarantee, so you can get access to this system immediately, including the hundreds of dollars worth of free bonuses, knowing that you're not risking a single penny. I'm sure you'll agree that this is a very fair offer. And remember, you're not taking any risk at all, Because if at any time over the next 60 days you decide the Rewind Your Romance system just isn't right for you, or even if you're just too busy to give it a try over the next 2 months, all you need to do is send a quick email to Samantha's friendly 24-hour customer support team, and your small deposit will be immediately returned to you. Every penny, no questions asked. There's literally no risk, no way you can lose. The company processing your deposit is called ClickBank. They're one of the largest payment processors online and handle more than 100,000 secure transactions every day. Your privacy is assured. Nothing on your credit card or billing statement will say anything about Rewind Your Romance. It will simply show a small charge from ClickBank. That's all. When you click the Add to Cart button below, you'll see ClickBank's secure encrypted order form on the next page. You simply type in your details, and a moment later, you'll be inside the Rewind Your Romance members area, where you can immediately view or download all of the parts of the system and the bonuses. Now, let's be honest with each other. Deep down, the reason you're still watching this presentation is that you aren't experiencing the passionate, romantic, open, and honest love life that you deserve. And you have 3 options. Option 1, you can close this page and continue to live your life the same old way. Hope he has a change of heart. Hope that someday, somehow, he'll want to try to make things work out with you again. But you know that with each passing moment, the chances of that happening are slipping away, like sand pouring through an hourglass, especially if he is chasing another woman or already with her. If this is your decision, I wish you all the best. But I need to warn you, if you try to return to this page tomorrow or even a few hours from now, I can almost guarantee that there will be no more spots available. Option 2, you can leave this page and try to use the knowledge I've shared in this presentation and try to wing it. You can try to make your ex jealous or try to make your man show interest in you again, but you know as well as I do, it isn't going to work. And even if he does get back with you, it will only be temporary. And you'll be left even more heartbroken and upset than before. Then there's option 3. Try out Rewind the Romance totally risk-free for 60 days and also get access to all of the VIP bonuses for the ridiculously low discounted deposit that you see below. Remember, as I showed you, the bonuses alone are worth far more than the small deposit you're putting down today on your future happiness. Simply click the Add to Cart button and complete the checkout process on the next page. It only takes seconds. Remember, this is a 60-day trial purchase and is absolutely risk-free. Our records now indicate that there are 8 spots left out of the 500 originally available. So if you don't take action immediately, I cannot promise that you'll be able to access these secrets after today. Click the Add to Cart button right now and just give it a test drive for 60 days. You deserve better than what you've got right now. Now is the time to take what is rightfully yours. Now is your chance to experience total love, honesty, and commitment from a man whose only fear in life will be losing you, who will hold you in his arms and kiss away your tears when times are tough, who will cheer you up by offering his shoulder to lean on, who will find new ways every day to show you how much you mean to him. This is what I guarantee you will experience if you click the Add to Cart button below this video. You can start using these secrets immediately. Make today the day that your life begins a magical transformation. Make today the day you'll mark on your calendar, because now it's time for you to overcome all of your fears and doubts and questions about men, and enjoy the kind of open, trusting, and loving relationship that even Cinderella would have wished for. Just click the Add to Cart button, and I'll see you on the inside so we can get started. You're still here? You might still have some questions, so let me answer some of the most popular ones for you. The first question is, will this work for me? What if I'm not as youthful or physically attractive as I once was, or I'm from a different social or ethnic background than most of your customers? The short answer to all these questions is yes. This system works on any man you previously had an emotional connection with, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what you're like. Remember, we're exploiting the same psychological loopholes that automatically bypass thought filters. This is why these methods work regardless of your situation. Will this work for long-distance relationships? My situation is not the norm you might expect. Yes, it will. We have a specific section devoted to people in long-distance relationships, and we have specifically designed this course to cover more than 99% of relationship breakdown situations, from short-term to long-term. In fact, we've had many students write in telling us that they use this to get their marriages back on track. How fast do I get access to the Rewind Your Romance system? As soon as you complete your checkout on the next page, your spot will be reserved to receive the system and all of the bonuses, and you'll be able to access and download it immediately. The whole process will take less than 30 seconds, so it's instant. How fast should I see the results? We have had students reporting that they have gotten some results within the same night of using the system. However, there are others who have reported it has taken a bit longer. Your 60-day trial is backed by our ironclad bulletproof 100% money-back guarantee, so you are assured this will bring results. Tell me more about your 60-day money-back guarantee and whether I can trust it. Because we're so confident that our system will bring you results and rewind your romance, we're putting our money where our mouth is. We offer a 100% ironclad guarantee. If you don't get results within 60 days or you're too busy to use it, just send us an email and we'll refund every penny. You can even keep our system as our way of saying thank you for having faith in us. What will show up on my credit card statement? Is my purchase 100% discreet and guaranteed? And can I trust you with my credit card information? Yes, your purchase is 100% discreet. No one will ever know that you're using this, even if they look at your billing statement. The payment processor, ClickBank, will be the one processing your credit card information. That's why the only thing you'll see is a charge by ClickBank and nothing on your statement from us. In fact, we don't even have access to your credit card information, and everything is processed through ClickBank. They're one of the world's largest digital information processors and do more than 100,000 transactions daily. You can rest assured that your information is kept 100% safe, private, and confidential. Who should not purchase this system? The people not suitable using this system would include women who are not serious for a long-term and steady relationship, women who just want to get their ex back for revenge, and lastly, women motivated by purposes other than love. Why is your system different from all the other dating advice out there? And is it unethical and cheating if I use this to get my ex back so easily? Remember, this is the only system out there that brings your ex back by using scientific research that revolves around psychological loopholes that control a person's behavior. And once you get him back, he'll cherish and need you as much as he treasures life itself. There is currently nothing like this out there on the market. Period. Some might say that what we're teaching is unethical. They might say it's a form of brainwashing. The truth is, this system allows women to tap into the deepest feelings and desires of men and make them wake up and realize why they should love, adore, and appreciate the women who use this system. We look forward to seeing you in our members area.